You know that feeling when family dinner turns from awkward to unforgettable? Mine did, because my sister made sure everyone knew I was different. She told me to sit at another table since I was adopted, then somehow handed me the $3,270 dinner bill like it was my role to pay for her drama. That night, humiliation burned deep. But what she didn't know was that I'd been waiting for a chance to show her who she was really dealing with. And when the perfect opportunity came, I made sure she regretted every cruel word. Growing up, I always knew I was adopted, and honestly, it never bothered me. My parents made me feel loved, but my older sister, Vanessa, acted like I was a stranger who stole her spotlight. At family gatherings, she'd make sly remarks about me being the outsider, but my parents brushed it off as sibling teasing. As adults, those jokes became sharper. Vanessa loved flaunting her money, job, and fancy lifestyle while reminding me that blood is thicker than water. When my parents decided to host a big family dinner to celebrate their anniversary, I thought it might finally be a chance to reconnect. I couldn't have been more wrong. The restaurant was one of those luxury spots where even water costs extra. Everyone was dressed up, and Vanessa arrived last, making her usual grand entrance. She looked me up and down, smirked, and said, "Oh, I didn't know they were taking in charity cases tonight." My mom scolded her, but Vanessa just laughed it off. During dinner, she kept dropping comments like, "It's cute that you try so hard to fit in." When dessert came, I noticed Vanessa whispering with the waiter. Then, when the bill arrived, the waiter walked straight to me. "This is yours," he said. Everyone looked shocked, but Vanessa smiled. "You said you wanted to treat the family, remember?" "I never said that." My heart dropped when I saw the total, $3,270. I froze. My card couldn't even handle that. But Vanessa leaned back, sipping her wine like she'd won some kind of sick game. I managed to pay part of it, but the humiliation was unbearable. My parents were confused, but Vanessa twisted the story, saying I'd promised to cover it as a thank you for being adopted. The audacity. My parents were furious with both of us, and I left the restaurant feeling like the ground had vanished beneath me. For days, I replayed that scene in my head. The laughter, the whispers, the waiter's awkward expression, it all burned. Vanessa had always been cruel, but this was next level. Then, I discovered something that made my anger turn into focus. My parents were planning to retire soon, and they wanted Vanessa and me to help manage their vacation property rentals. Vanessa bragged about how she'd take control since I was just the adopted one. That's when I knew exactly how I'd get my revenge, quietly, perfectly, and permanently. A few weeks later, our parents officially added both our names to the management system. I noticed that Vanessa never bothered reading contracts, she just signed and assumed she was in charge. So, I rewrote a section of the online property management policy, making it clear that any rental cancellations or damages under her name would be her full financial responsibility. Then I gave her what she wanted, control. She took over everything, posting luxury listings and bragging about her business online. For a while, I stayed quiet, acting supportive. But then came the fun part. Vanessa, being her careless self, accidentally double-booked a few properties and ignored refund requests. Within weeks, guests started filing complaints, and some demanded full reimbursements, over $6,000 worth. When she realized it was all under her signed agreement, she panicked. She tried blaming me, but I sent our parents the document she'd approved herself. The look on her face was priceless. The fallout was swift. My parents called a family meeting. Vanessa tried to cry her way out, saying I tricked her. But when Dad showed her the clause in her handwriting, her own initials beside it, she couldn't deny it. She ended up paying every cent of those refunds, plus a penalty for breaching the rental contract. My parents finally saw through her manipulative behavior. For once, the golden child wasn't glowing anymore. She stopped talking to me for months, which honestly felt peaceful. But karma wasn't done. A few months later, One of her luxury clients left a scathing review that tanked her reputation at work. Her boss demoted her, saying her dishonesty reflects poorly on the company. I didn't lift a finger. It all unfolded naturally. The same sister who humiliated me over dinner was now struggling to pay off debt. My parents apologized for not stepping in sooner. They even reimbursed me for the part of the restaurant bill I'd covered. Vanessa eventually reached out, not to say sorry, but to ask if I could help her fix her image online. I simply said, "I'm just the adopted one, remember," and hung up. It felt good, not because I hurt her, but because I finally stopped letting her walk over me. I realized revenge isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's just letting someone destroy themselves with their own arrogance. The best part? My parents now trust me fully with their property business. Vanessa's still licking her wounds, trying to rebuild her perfect life. Revenge doesn't always come with fireworks, it can be quiet, strategic, and deeply satisfying. That dinner started as humiliation, but it became the moment I took control of my story. My sister thought being adopted made me less, but in the end, it made me stronger. She taught me how cruel people can be, and how powerful silence can feel when karma speaks louder. So, to anyone who's been treated like they don't belong, remember, your worth isn't decided by blood, but by the way you rise when others try to push you down.